So what we doing, dude?
I think we're gonna do some tires.
Nice.
Put some badass rims on some badass tires.
There they are, brand new set of Nitto Ridge Grapplers, 38s, 13.5. We broke 2 tire sensors trying to do the other ones, so let's see how this works out. All right. Open up that box, let's see what we're looking at, man.
Yeah. So we have some Weld awesome rims that are beadlocks.
They're ledge, right?
Yep.
You know what they're called? Ledge?
Weld.
Edge?
Yep, they're ledge beadlocks. And we searched high and low, and you know, with the way everything is right now, we were wondering if the tires and wheels would get here before the Jeep, and they did.
Well, the second choice tires.
That's right. That's right. Get some cool stickers, you know, swag for your Jeep. Come in a nice little protective double coating here. Giant shower cap. Packaged pretty well so that you don't have any damage during shipping.
Really make or break.
Scratches on your new rims are not good.
Christine's done
They look good, man.
Yep.
a journey with that from the
So,
first time I heard it.
We're gonna
I just love
We're gonna-
it because
we're gonna take these and mount them, and then we're gonna have to balance them later.
with energy, with Neil's.
Sean has decided to go with this side out. So we're gonna have the little notches and everything. If you want to see the other side, it's just a little different.
One's more aggressive than the other.
Yeah. Not a huge difference, just a different look. So I get it.
These are 38 by 12 and a half.
13.5.
12.
Oh, they're 12.5?
Yep.
Oh, they are 12.5. My bad. The ones you were gonna get were 13.5, but these are the ones we found.
Stem here with the monitor on it. The first couple we did not do this right. We tried to put it in the tire first, but it's a lot easier if you do it this way. And just get little household soap. And there's a little ridge on here that it has to pop into place, so just put a little bit of soap there. To help it go through, go to your local hardware store and get one of these handy dandy tools.
You mean auto parts store?
Yeah. We actually looked at like 3 or 4 different stores before we found one that had it.
Napa Auto Parts, folks. Yeah, AutoZone looked at us like we were crazy, and so did O'Reilly's, at least our local ones. I know every experience will be different.
So this cap comes off, and valve stem, and then you screw this on. And it's important when you pull this down that you use something to not scratch your rim, and also
Give you a little more leverage, something to pry on. So we found out that using the hammer is the easiest way to do it.
yeah, we also found out that pulling straight down works better than pulling sideways.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
All right, and it's in.
Easy peasy.
So we unscrew that, then we're gonna set the rim to the side for a second while we oil up. This is a water bottle that has soap and water in it, and we just want to spray it real liberally along the edge to help the rim go in without having to push and pry. This is our mascot, Archie. He won't be in all the videos, but he's in this one.
Get in there and just give it a good shove all the way around, and there it goes, pop. Now we got to get the bucket.
Yep.
All right. Now, as you notice, a lot of these tires that we had, they did not come marked, but this one actually does have a yellow marking on there, which lets you know where the heaviest part or the most unbalanced part of the tire is. It's always good to line up your valve stem right on that dot. Helps them balance. If you don't, it's not the end of the world. It's going to help the tire technician be able to balance this better. And if you're wondering why we're doing this, is because most places, at least around here, they don't want to balance. They don't want to mount beadlocks. They'll balance them for you and install them, but they won't put the tires and wheels together. I guess it's a liability thing. So anyway, if you look, you're gonna have to get that rubber to sit right inside this channel like it does right here, so you're gonna go all the way around. So just get you a dead blow hammer or a rubber mallet and just give it a little tap around until it goes in.
Something that won't damage the rim.
And
It's kind of fun, actually.
And then go ahead
Smacking rubber.
and give it a hit all the way around downward. That way you make sure it seats in there really good.
This is very good therapy.
I love my wife. I love my wife. I love my Just kidding, honey.
So what we're doing now is putting all the washers on the beadlock bolts, and then we're going to put this anti-seize on it, and this helps you get to the bolt later if you ever have to change your tire or your rim.
Makes a lot of, well, the thing is, you got two different kinds of metals. You got, you know, maybe you got a stainless steel or just some kind of metal going into aluminum, and you don't want it to seize up. So it's always good to put anti-seize on here.
Yeah.
Especially if you live in an area where you're going to be in a lot of salt, getting a lot of grime and stuff up in there, because that's going to be your worst enemy.
Yeah.
You know, here where we are, we just have a lot of rain. But if you're up north where it's salt all over roads and you're going to be driving your rig in the winter, definitely got to do this.
Yeah.
So just FYI.
Plus, it's better to plan to fail. All right, so this is kind of a tedious process, and we're sure this will be time-lapse videoed at some point. But we're going to take a little bit of this anti-seize and put it on each one, and you can use a little craft brush to spread it.
The helper.
Yeah.
Archie,
See how much help you
are you enjoying this?
Archie,
Yeah.
you're on TV. You're an internet sensation. King Clarence doesn't have anything on you.
And for those of you who are curious, there's a label. Tell you a little bit about what set we got. Sean caught the bug this year.
That's true.
He didn't mean to.
No. This is why, if your friend ever asks you, hey, let's go to Moab, say no. Or else you'll be doing this. But I went out there in October with Greg, and it was an easily life-changing event, which is why I'm now painting anti-seize on bolts.
Yeah, I believe the conversations went something like, what kind of Jeep should I buy? Then we went through about 5 different versions and of what he thought he might want, the color he wanted. We tried to track down, he originally wanted the Gobi tan, and apparently that's hard to find. Because, what did you decide to go with, Sean? Motor. What motor did you go with?
The diesel. You know, the other thing about this is that all our buddies that go to Moab, they all have Jeeps, and everybody's got their own lane, and everybody's Jeep is different. And I kind of felt like that, you know, I didn't want to poach or encroach on anybody else's Jeep, so I got something totally different than what everybody else had.
Sean will be the lone diesel.
Yeah, which is great if you need to borrow gas. Okay, so beadlock is in place. There's 2 sides to this. One side makes it look really hard for the bolts to match. The other side has a nice little fascia on it. So line that up, and then we're going to grab some bolts and go north, south, east, west. And just kind of tighten them in a little bit. I think Greg would say that I need to put 2 next to each other, so I'll do that next. I don't think you have to start at the stem, do you? I just did. Just matters that they're across from each other. All right, so I have those not really snug to any torque, but they're snug enough that we can move to the next step. we have a torque wrench, but you know the torque wrench ranges, you know, it's kind of tough because you have to have one that's big enough, and if you need to low torque something like this, most of the ones that go higher to 180 pounds and whatnot start at 25. So you almost need 2 torque wrenches, or this little. Alright, we've gone around here enough that I feel okay that I can just go by bolt to make sure. And want to make sure that you catch them all and you get them all to torque. Okay, so now we've got all the beadlock bolts in place and torqued properly. This is Greg. The Greg.
All right, so we're going to be airing this thing up. You feel up under here, you can you're basically setting the bead. There's about a gap in there about that big. You're getting the bead of the tire to set on the wheel on the backside. We've already got it tightened up around here. You don't necessarily need to get everything completely torqued before you do this, but you know, we were already kind of in the middle of it. So more air pressure the better. I'm trying out my new Christmas present. Got that nice little off-road pump that put out a ton of air. So I was going to use my air tank, but apparently I've got a bad valve, so all my air leaked out. So yay! So anyway, using a power tank gauge here, power tank tube going into a Morphlate compressor, and this is supposed to be one of the better off-road compressors out there. So let's see. Let's crank it up and find out. You do have to run it off the battery. And when you hear that pop, that means that the bead's set. I can already start to feel it get tight against the wheel over here. So shouldn't take too long.
I like the fact that the valve has a clip on.
There it goes. All right, so we're at basically 5 pounds. Let's see how long it takes us to get up to about 30. We're at 30. So there it is, a brand new 2023 Rubicon diesel. Just showed up. Thing is gonna look sick when we're done. And there's the new wheels and tires.
Yeah, man.
So we're gonna throw them on there with no lift and see how it goes. It's gonna look tight, especially when we get the lift on it. What'd you get, a 3.5 or 4?
4.5.
Nice. All right, I'll take it for a test drive.